Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin for our charts. Yeah, so had a bit of rejection up here at the upper side of this resistance area and this trend line that we've drawn in. A pullback that on a wick basis literally just printed a higher low relative to this wick down here, and then on a closing basis you can see we've clearly got a higher low than these lows back here. So yeah, all is not lost at the moment. Still basically trending sideways within this tightish range. Obviously we have Fed speak coming out relatively soon, so that could be a catalyst to drive markets. It does seem like the Fed's potentially going to come out with whatever it says, a bit more hawkish, and it seems that markets are clearly front running that finance 1.0 markets at least. If we go and look at the S&P futures, you can see that well, yeah, we just rejected at the upper side of our range and heading back down to the lower side. So do we get supported and bounce here again, or do we break through? We shall have to see, and probably will be quite Fed dependent, but this is potentially a sell the rumor buy the fact so far as stocks are concerned. And if we go to the 10-year, I mean, we can more clearly see the market is expecting a more hawkish stance from the Fed, with obviously this move up here, and also yeah, I mean, just some market participants calling for intra meeting rate hikes, which I think are extremely unlikely, but hey, we shall see. But yeah, like I said, in my opinion, it's practically impossible. Not that you should ever say impossible, and you should never say never. But yeah, but obviously we are pricing in a hawkish Fed. So yeah, it could be obviously in bonds. Sell the rumor by the fact, as in sell bonds, the yields go up like they are here. This is having a knock-on effect on the dollar also. Just look at it, the descending triangle we were keeping our fingers and toes crossed for is clearly invalidated now. When we move into the upside, looking to hit that 100 level, but yeah, again, could it be a buy the rumor, sell the fact? Yeah, you can see I'm basically putting a bit of a positive spin on it. Hopefully that is what it is, because let's face it, the Fed isn't really going to want to crash markets. So there is that. Oil as well, still a very tight range within this triangle. So we are waiting for a move and expansion of volatility from here. Does it come to the upside? Does it come to the downside? If the Fed is going to be more hawkish, this could again just be weakness off the back of that, and then we rally obviously on the fact. But if the Fed does come out extra hawkish, then yes, stocks, the oil's going to come down. Rates are going to obviously go higher, dollar's going to go higher. So it is an interesting point in time. It'll be an interesting couple of days to say the least. Ethereum having a bit of a pullback, currently just below its support area, so not ideal. So it has got to kind of move onwards and upwards from here and print what would be a higher low relative to this low. But obviously it's early days in this move. We could continue lower. So all to play for there. The Ethereum Satoshi parent getting obviously into our major resistance zone and getting resisted at that major resistance zone. Who would have thunk it? So yeah, a bit of a pullback here. I mean, we can easily pull down into this level. In fact, we will draw another line here, so it's roughly about there. We'll draw another little support box here, because obviously coming this deep now would be a bit troublesome. So we'll have this area as a must get supported at level before, yeah, we can look to more sustained downside. But yeah, we can come all the way down to here, get supported in this, and bounce back up, and things will still be looking okay. Nascoin still actually in its range here, testing into its support. I say in its range, in this area, just by the skin of its teeth. Obviously got this trend line, needs to break through, and obviously, but when it gets through this level, it's gonna be all systems go for the loss-making tech stocks. A lot of them are loss-making. Obviously not all of them. Some of them make a lot of money, but yes. There's that. Just a quick glance at the ruble holding up there, not looking too bad. Obviously, people are taking seriously the wants of Putin to be paid in his ruble. I mean, this is what we were kind of saying. This currency is basically a commodity-backed currency, and obviously Putin is trying to like fully make it commodity-backed, as in you have to basically buy ruble to then buy the commodity, in much the same way you have the petrodollar system, petrodollar recycling, which means people obviously have to support the dollar to buy oil. I mean, obviously the world is moving away from that, so ultimately it'll be RIP the US dollar, because they're done out here, bro. They're done and dusted. So yeah, but that is not going to happen at once, and it may have like a blow off top in the dollar beforehand, before ultimately it's done. Because obviously, think about it, if we do get a blow off top in this, the world's not going to want to bother with it anymore, because they'll be like, just screw your dollars, it's not really worth that. We ain't going to give you our goods, commodities and services for such an inflated piece of trash. And also commodity producing countries are just going to be like, do you know what, let's just reduce our output here, let's just keep it in the ground, that is our bank, these are finite resources, let's literally just take out of the ground what we need, which will obviously be a decreasing amount. As they're decreasing the amount they take out, the prices will go up, so they won't need to take out as much to cover costs and expensive, and they will just literally basically be having like a savings account in commodities, and obviously mostly will be obviously oil for oil producing countries. So that is obviously a dynamic that can come into play down the line. So yeah, let's look at stochastics. 4 hour pointing down here, 10 hour, let's wait for the 10 hour to load. I'd assume it's pointing down. Yeah, 10 hour has freshly turned down here. 12 hour freshly turned down here. Also, daily still coming down. Buy daily has just now turned down from a high level. 3 day still pointing up, but losing obviously a lot of its upward impetus. Then 5 day and weekly looking good, and obviously bi-weekly looking to turn up from a low level, and then monthly still pointing down. So based on this read, we could obviously see we could see basically more sideways. We could see some moves down. We could potentially come into the $44,000 level. I mean, it's not much lower than price. We could even obviously maybe even wick down 42. Maybe we get bought up and then catapult to the upside, or maybe this is a whole obviously failed breakout obviously above this level, and clearly not gonna, on this occasion anyway, meet some targets. If that does happen and we do trade low and we do lose this kind of uptrend that we've got, which is obviously clearly in danger now, then yeah, the levels below, I mean, the most obvious level for us to still look okay is around this $42,000 level, and ultimately we'll have to just disregard this trend line and just look at it as a higher low relative to these lows, and then we look to try and go and print a higher high. But and then clearly obviously losing that $41,000 level, then we fully bring in the mid to low $30,000 targets. So let's see what happens here. So that is pretty much it, guys. Just remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.